Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome to the Monte L. Bean Life Science Museum. If you haven't been here before, you should definitely check it out. This is a great hidden spot on campus where you can come and look at really cool animals, some cool exhibits, some great live animal shows, and more. Our team selected this spot to rethink and innovate the experience for students and other guests that come to the museum. To do this, we empathized with end users through interviews and surveys. Then we prototyped a few ideas that we think will be really helpful for the museum to make it a better experience for guests here at BYU. Come on, your tour's waiting.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
During our interview process, we found that the importance of performance skills of our quiz didn't match up. We found that they had an importance of exhibits like this as a 4.3, but during the performance of these exhibits, it actually was 3.8. This is a major area we have to focus on when improving the Bean Museum's experience.
Another thing that we learned from the survey, well, one of our questions was, would you be willing to come back here? And some of our real responses to the survey was, no, it was kind of boring, no, it's pretty boring and a waste of time, and my personal favorite, not planning on it, not opposed to it, would go back if other people wanted to, and I had nothing better to do. And we don't want that, we don't want the Bean Museum to be that for people, something that they just do if there's nothing better. We want that, the Bean Museum, to become something that they want to do all the time.
The overall satisfaction score of the Bean Museum was a 3.9, which is good, but there's definitely room for improvement. So with our 4 prototypes, we have come to the conclusion that with improving the flow of the museum, inputting more interactive displays in with the museum, incorporating a restaurant, and creating events especially for the student body will improve the satisfaction score at least by 200%.
A moment that matters is the interaction between the exhibits and the people. We found that while the Bean Museum is very good at doing exhibits that are interactive, like this one over here, it is very bad at involving people, and its flow is kind of off. As you can see, here's the kids zone and here's the ocean zone. There's not really a buffer between the two. So my prototype was to fix that. I redesigned how the Bean Museum was. I had cougar paws that led them on a trail, and each area that they went into was completely separate from the other one, and had an interactive activity at the center of the theme.
In my prototype, I gained data from our users and found that while looking at just simple text, users really didn't engage with the content, and the content wasn't memorable for them. So in my POV statement, my insight was that users need to have a more memorable display, which is a display that engages with users and uses all 5 senses. And in that way, the Bean Museum experience will be more memorable, and the memory will last for a longer time period as well.
Oh, this is so soft.
This is so cool.
So what you're touching here is lion fur.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And just some other safari animals, also giraffes specifically, eat acacia leaves.
Oh.
So go ahead and smell those.
Okay, so my moment that matters was when the kids get bored, or just anybody who comes and visits gets bored. And so one of my prototypes, the one that I chose to go with, is creating a restaurant inside the Bean Museum. I think it would be awesome if it was towards the back, because then people would be able to walk through the museum on the way there and on the way out, and it would just get people to come back. And that was what my point of view statement was all about, was that people have no desire to return to the Bean Museum because they got bored and they just think there's nothing else for them here. But if we have cool environments, like have a liger that you get to eat next to or whatever, then it'd be really a good reason to come back. And also, we'd have to have great food.
For my point of view statement, I decided to focus on the freshmen that come to the Bean Museum. And I decided that I wanted to focus on bringing them back and capturing their attention so that they'll want to come and use the Bean Museum as a space to hang out with their friends. And I decided this because my moment that matters was the point when they leave, and they need something that'll make a lasting impression on them to get them to want to come back. So my first prototype was a flyer for a new event called Midnight Madness, which is a freshman exclusive event where they can come after hours until the early hours of the morning to party. There'll be a DJ here and food, and they can see the museum and interact with it outside of normal operating hours.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yo.
Talk a little bit louder.
What? Like what?